It's been a long season for the new Saints, but we've had a happy culmination this afternoon here in the capital. Yeah,
it certainly has been a long season. I mean, credit to the players and all the staff. I think they've been fantastic throughout the season. I mean, we had sort of 2 weeks off in the off season and came back in after not a long break at all due to COVID and the season finishing later. So to be able to finish it here today with the win and the trophy after winning the league back as well is a great achievement for everyone involved.
And we did go into the game as favourites, but 1/3 of the way in, it was still 0-0. What were your thoughts at that time?
Yeah, I thought we dominated possession like I thought that we would. We knew Penybont are a very good team, by the way. I know they've had a few injuries recently and we're missing a couple today. However, we knew we had to be patient in the game in order for us to create chances. And we thought that they'd score against us either from a set play or a counter-attack. So being 0-0 wasn't the worst for us, I thought. But I think that first goal was vital in the first half to get whenever it came, and glad that we did.
And it was a fantastic strike from Jordan Williams.
Yeah, it was a great strike. Yeah, I didn't quite see it, if I'm honest, but I think he cut in on his left foot, and I think it's been quite a good season for him. 15 goals in the league, 2 goals today. He finished off the season strong, and I think probably under a little bit of the shadow of Declan McManus, who's come in and scored a lot of the goals. So really pleased with Jordan. We knew his pace and power could cause some problems today, and glad it did.
And less than 2 minutes later, it was looking even better because Jordan Williams again found the back of the net.
Yeah, he did, and sometimes they come in patches for him, and glad he got that second because it did give us that little bit of the buffer going into half time. I thought we did enough to be in the lead in the game, definitely. Not sure about 2-0, maybe 1-0, 2-0, but we were pleased going in at half time 2-0 up, knowing that they'd have to probably come on to us in the second half.
And then we had a penalty later on, which Declan McManus scored. That was important for him because against Carnarvon last week, he rattled the crossbar.
Yeah, it was. He probably hit that one too well, I think, and struck it too well and hit the crossbar. But I think in the big games, he comes out and delivers, and pleased he was. And I thought it was a fantastic ball. I think it was from Danny Redmond through to Deck to win the penalty. And I thought that was great movement, amazing ball through. And yeah, pleased we got that third goal.
And at the time we didn't realise just how important that goal was, because in the final 10 minutes Penybont came back not just with 1 strike but 2.
Yeah, well, one thing I'd say, I got a huge amount of respect for Penybont. I think every time we play them we have a tough game, whether it's home, whether it's away, whatever the score is, we know we've been in a game. And I always felt at 3-0 we hadn't won the game. Definitely felt that. It wasn't celebrations by any means, and that was proved. If they got 1 goal, then a set play, they're very, very well organised and good on set plays, excellent delivery from Owens, and have good physical threats in the box. So yeah, to concede there, we made it a lot nervy than what it should have been. However, I think it's about, in cup games, getting the job done, and that's what we did. So we won the game and we're pleased with that.
And what were you thinking about in those added 4 minutes at the end of the game, 3-2 up?
Yeah, well, you're thinking you don't want to concede the third goal, but what can you help and do tactically for the team? But what I would say is a couple of players I think really stood out in that last bit at the end, and one of them would be Connor Roberts. Came and punched a great punch at the end, and then came out and dived at the player's feet. I can't remember who it was who went in, and the way that he was able to save that at the end in literally the last kick of the game, I thought was fantastic for him, and he really deserves some good plaudits for that.
It's your first full season in charge of the new Saints. We've had the best European campaign ever. We've won the JD Cymru Premier. Today we've lifted the JD Welsh Cup. It goes without saying that that's been a good season for you personally.
Yeah, it has, but I think what's the important thing is that we set targets at the start of this season to improve on Europe last season, which we did. We wanted to improve in the league, which we have done, and to win a cup I think is the bonus at the end of the season. But what I would say, it's certainly not something you could do by yourself. The staff have been absolutely fantastic. We've asked them to be in more hours, working more hours. Chris Sargent, the assistant manager, Phil, Tom, Connor, Jacob. There's too many people to thank there, Si and Spender, and everyone who's involved really both on and off the pitch I think should have huge credit, because the prep that comes into this game, you don't just turn up and win one of these games and have the season that we've had without the staff working ever so hard. And I think the players as well deserve a huge amount of credit. Like I said, the off season didn't get a long break, came back in, been motivated from the minute we've got started. We've been putting more demands and more stresses on them to train more, to work harder, to be at it more, and I think they've been absolutely fantastic, and there were so many good performances today, and just really pleased for them that they can cap it off with a good season.
We will be back in training at Park Hall the first week of June. The players are looking forward to a well-deserved and a well-earned rest. But what does the next month have in store for Anthony Limbrick?
Well, yeah, although it's always busy in the off season for a head coach or a manager, and although it'd be nice to get some time away, spend some time with the family, we'll be going on a little holiday there. I think my wife will be very happy with that. We're going away, but I'm not 100% sure where we're going, but she'll sort that out for me. But you're always on the phone. Your recruitment's a big key aspect for next season, and we want to recruit better for next season. We want to go one step further, and we want to improve in all areas, so that'll be key, and that will be a busy time, meeting players, talking to players, but then also getting the training program and the pre-season ready to go. So we will enjoy the break and hope everyone does, but looking forward to getting back to it.